Today we're being joined by Megan Bain from the South Fremantle WAFLW club. Megan, thanks for coming on.
No, thanks for having me.
No worries. Tell us a bit about yourself, what type of player you are and what got you into footy.
So my footy journey started at home in Bunbury at the South Bunbury Junior Footy Club there. I just kind of got into it. A lot of my mates were playing. My dad had played at that club as a kid. So, yeah, I was just really keen to see how it goes. And then, one thing led to another. Ended up doing all right. So, joined Peel up in Mandurah. Was travelling back and forth there. And then once I moved to Perth for uni, I've moved to South Freo, where I'm now playing in the mid a little bit. And, it's going really well.
That's good. I was just going to ask you what prompted the move to go from Peel to South Fremantle. You just answered it there.
Yeah. Well, it's just I was moving to Perth to do uni, so it just made sense to go to a club that was a little bit closer rather than travel back down to Mandurah.
Fair enough. So obviously you're only 20 years old currently. So do you still have that aspiration to try and get into the AFLW in some way, shape or form, or how are you approaching it?
Absolutely. Like it's always been a big dream and a big goal. But I sort of adopted more of a wholesome sort of mindset. Like if I'm playing good footy and I'm enjoying it, then I'm pretty content with that. Like if I'm getting a game every week at South Freo playing good and I'm happy, then I'm happy there. But it's always been the goal, been the dream. So would love to make it.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, at one point you were playing in the WA state team. You played. Was it 2 games you played in 2022? How was that experience to play in the play with the best of the best and against the best of the best as well in 2022?
Yeah, for sure. That was the coolest experience ever. I absolutely loved being a part of the 18s. There was just so many resources and everything, like so much education, so much support, which was just incredible. And traveling over, I think we did. The first game was in Adelaide and then the second one was Melbourne. So that whole sort of getting on a plane with your team, traveling over, staying in the hotel, it was amazing. And the competition was obviously insane. Like every girl you play on was a draft prospect. So that was really cool.
Sure. So obviously, 2 interstate trips. Normally you think you'd have a home one in that period, but how was the travel part for you? Was that one of the first times you'd done traveling for footy?
Well, I used to travel obviously from Bunbury where I was living up to Perth to train and play every week. So I'd done a little bit of travel, but never really hopped on a plane before. That was a bit further than usual, but it was really cool. I absolutely love the professional side of things and like all that sort of stuff. So hopping on the plane, sitting on the bus with your team, going to the hotel, all that prep stuff the night before was really interesting. And absolutely loved it.
So obviously you mentioned there with uni. So what is that path for you? What field you're into?
So I'm currently studying physio. I just finished my first year, so I'm about to enter my second year. Absolutely loving it. It's really, really good, and it relates a fair bit to obviously like I've got a lot of contacts now at footy who are physios themselves, and a lot of the stuff like I can see someone do an injury and I'm already thinking in my head like what's going on, which is really cool. Obviously love to start working in professional sport once I graduate, that kind of side of things. But don't know, just see how it goes.
That's good. So the first injury that comes from now, and hopefully there's no injuries. But if you were to have an injury, I got this. I'm doing this field. That's got it.
Exactly. Everyone can back off. I've already got it sorted.
That's right. Jumper number 6. Obviously it's South Fremantle. How did that come about? Did you just get to pick? Did they give it to you? Did you have options? If so, how did the number 6 come about?
So when I first moved to the club, there was a few options I could choose from. I had always been number 8. That's my lucky number. That's my go-to with everything. And unfortunately, it was not available at the time, which I chose the next best thing, which was 6. And then it was actually quite funny because Chloe Bassett ended up moving up to South Fremantle. She is my neighbour in Bunbury, so her and I are very close buddies. And she ended up picking up number 8, and she's number 6 at home. So her and I have done a bit of a swap, which we think is quite funny, and we're happy to leave it that way. But love the number 6. It's going well so far. So
that's actually very coincidental too. That you say a good friend of yours living next to you in Bunbury, and then you go to the same club, and then she's got your number as well, and then it just flipped around like that.
And I've got her number. It is funny. We looked at each other and thought, what the hell? But it's good.
What is it about single-digit numbers? I feel personally, just thinking about this now on the topic of it, I don't know, digit numbers just look cooler. I don't know why, but
I agree. Yeah. I don't know. Something about him. I think, yeah, I don't know if it's just maybe smaller players, smaller numbers, better players. I don't really know. Yeah, but definitely I'm on the same page there. Smaller numbers are definitely better than bigger numbers.
I mean, you just think of top line AFL or AFLW players in the AFL off the top of my head. Lockie Neal, Paddy Cripps are all single-digit numbers.
Yeah.
Jack Stone, nines too, coincidentally there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
A lot of the lower numbers, yeah, generally are the better players. So I'll take that compliment. Obviously, going back to when you're playing for WA those few games, obviously it's a cool experience to mingle with those people, but form some good friendships as well in that year.
Yeah, absolutely. There was a couple of girls I was already friends with at Peel, obviously, like Caitlin Sirhoy and like Jordan and all that. We were good buddies already. But yeah, to be around the likes of, Georgie Cleaver and like Jamie Henry, those girls who are up there either playing AFL or very close to it at the moment is just unreal. And like, yeah, made good friends with them. And it's so cool to watch, their journeys as well at the moment since getting to know them.
For sure. You speak of those girls, in particular Jamie. I was really surprised she didn't get picked up because, of all the talk that she had, people going, around the top 20 and all this. And then to not get picked up is really surprising. And I've spoken to her before as well, and I've had her on as well, that she'll bounce back from that and probably prove them wrong by performing well at WAFL this year.
Absolutely. I really hope she does. Yeah, she's an absolute unit and she just works so hard. She's so dedicated and she does so much like community stuff on the side. She's always volunteering down there at Swans. So, all the best to her and, really rooting for her. I hope she does prove them wrong.
Now, Caitlin Sirhoy and obviously Georgie Cleaver, Giants for Caitlin and then the Eagles for Georgie. How proud are you of those two girls? Obviously, as you said, played with them at state level a couple of years ago and see how they've gone now.
Yeah, so stoked for both of them. Like, obviously, it's a dream come true for all of them. Congratulations to them all. But, yeah, Georgia, the Eagles, that's so cool. She's obviously supported the Eagles her whole life. So to end up, there would just be unreal for her. Such a move for Caitlin, which is awesome for her, just starting this new chapter of her life. But, yeah, they're both so talented and just the nicest girls. So, yeah, absolutely wrapped for them.
Do you ever have the problem of people pronouncing your name wrong or spelling it wrong?
So because I'm a Megan, I get Megan a lot. A lot of people say Megan, but I don't really mind. When I'm at footy, people just call me like Bainey or Baino or Bain Train, something with my last name. So I usually don't even get the first name.
Okay, no Meg.
Oh, I get Meg from a couple of my buddies at Run Club, but other than that, just using the last name.
Fair enough. I'll continue with Bainey then. So leadership aspirations, is that ever something that you've ever been a part of or something you've ever thought of being of, or more of an offside leader where you haven't got the official title, but, still help out?
Yeah, no, I actually think leadership's one of my strengths. So I've always been quite talkative, very confident out on the field, happy to start directing people. So I was a captain down at home at South Bunbury, which I think was really good because as a young person, I was playing in the league team and still being a part of that leadership group gave me a lot of confidence, I think. So I brought that with me up here and was part of the leadership group in my Rogers team at Peel, which was really good. Up here, not in the leadership group as of yet. Definitely a goal I have though. And I still like to be quite chirpy out there, still getting around all the girls. Adding my 2 cents to everything. But I think it's one of my strengths.
So you mentioned there about being chirpy. How are you? I'm sure you get off that answer. I'm assuming you're going to like this. When crowd hecklers, whether they're against you personally or against your team, are you one to give something back if they've given you something and then you've just proved them wrong? Whether it's kick a goal and they're saying you're going to miss it or anything like that.
Yeah, I definitely like to prove them wrong with actions. I think actions definitely speak louder than words. I'm not one to yell over the fence and yell back, but I definitely like to kick a goal in front of them and prove them wrong that way for sure.
Is there any goal celebrations or some form of a celebration you would do if you were to kick a goal that comes to mind?
Not particularly, more just probably celebrating with a couple of the girls up there in the forward line. Obviously, I don't kick them too often and they're all aware of that. So, I'm pretty sure they'd all get around me pretty quickly, which would probably top it off. But, nothing hidden in the back pocket as of yet.
Hidden. Is it something that you would consider doing if a goal pops out?
I don't know. I feel like I'd have to see what would just come to me in the moment. I wouldn't really, don't know, haven't really experienced too many goals. So I feel like it would just be whatever pops up in the moment.
That's fair. Is there any celebrations you've seen other people do that you do enjoy? The double cobras, the shoosh, the finger one that Steve Keneally does with the Giants? Any ones that you enjoy?
I don't know. Not that, obviously when Freddie did that backflip, that was
Oh yeah,
top tier stuff. I think that'd probably take the cake on this one. But yeah, we've got Hunter Cronin at home. She kicks a goal every now and then, and she absolutely loves it. She'll just run circles for the next 20 seconds and just get the crowd really into it, which I absolutely love. So yeah, she'd probably take the local cake. But yeah, Freddie's backflip, that was up there.
that was good from Freo. Yeah, absolutely. Now, just speaking of celebrations, and you mentioned flips and everything. Now, I was just thinking of a cricketer for the West Indies. He got his first wicket a few weeks ago against Australia, and when he got his first wicket, he did a sprint and he did like a triple. I don't know what the hell he calls it, whatever. Would that be something that you would ever be able to pull out? If so, you might need your physio work on you then after that.
Might need something done there. But yeah, look, the adrenaline could be pumping. We just never really know. But yeah, I don't think I'll be pulling out any backflips anytime soon. That's for sure.
So you mentioned Freddie. So I'm going to take a wild guess to say you're a Dockers fan.
I'm an Eagles fan, actually. Yeah, true
Okay.
Eagles fan. My mum's been a member of Eagles for about 40 years. So yeah, she's taken me to a lot of games over the years, and yeah, absolutely love the Eagles. So yeah, definitely not Dockers.
I was going to, yeah, apologies.
Good guess, that's fair.
Yeah, now 40 years is a long time, and the reason I bring this up is because you mentioned it, but a lot of loyalty isn't there these days. People keep, I don't know, I don't, but like I see people chop and change teams off premiership, teams failing, or they just don't get a membership when they're failing, and then they'll jump back on when they're doing better. Loyalty's thrown out the window these days.
Yeah, that's fair enough to say. I reckon, yeah, you're pretty much on the money there. I feel like Carlton has a lot more supporters than they did 5 or so years ago. Yeah, and I definitely think the Eagles have dropped supporters recently. But I mean, it is what it is. I'll stay loyal to the Eagles, but yeah, I definitely think you're right.
Absolutely, that's the way to go. Never change. Don't jump off at any point. If you jump off, do not jump back on once they're doing well.
Because once you're off the train, stay off.
Absolutely. Who are some of your favourite players of the Eagles, men's or women's sides?
My favourite player when I was a kid was Matt Prittis. He was my go-to favourite, but obviously he's gone. I like how Shuey plays a lot of his footy. I think he's quite a funny legend as well. Nick Nat, when he was around, everyone loves Nick Nat. But yeah, I don't know. I love all the boys over there at the Eagles. They're growing up watching them. So
very true. How do you feel that both sides will go this year? Obviously, they both struggle this year, but the Eagles just casually brought in a new coach named Daisy Pearce.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, that's unreal. Such a good opportunity for those girls over here to get such a, top tier coach. Like, that's unreal. But hopefully they go really well. The Eagles obviously haven't had too much success in recent years, so it would be nice to see them get a few more wins up on the board. And hopefully the Dockers can return to some pretty good form. They've got a lot of good players over there who are already working hard. So, yeah, fingers crossed they go well.
Sure. Now, obviously, you mentioned about moving because of uni and everything like that, but how hard was it, though, to make that move over from Peel to South?
Yeah, definitely was not something I did like spur of the moment. I thought about it for a really long time. Chatted to my coach, Steve Markham, who was there at the time, and, try to get his side on things, just was trying to weigh up because I was obviously moving up for uni and I wasn't sure how much time uni up would take, if I could travel back down or anything like that. So yeah, it was definitely something I didn't do lightheartedly. I left a lot of friends behind at Peel, but in the end, I'm happy with my decision, and I've made a lot of new friends at South Fremantle, and they've been absolutely awesome last year and the start of this year. So yeah, definitely happy with it now.
That's good. Have you got any particular favourite teammates at South Fremantle?
Hard to pick a favourite. All the girls are awesome, but there's a solid crew of us from last year that have obviously kicked on this year. Hunter Cronin, Skip, Lauren Vecchio. Those girls are so funny, and I absolutely love rocking up to training. They're always just making everyone laugh, and whether you've had a good day or a bad day, they're there and they're funny as. So it's a really good vibe over there.
That's good. If you were to use like an AFL or AFLW player comparison to the type of style of play you play, like, who would you say?
I don't know. My playing style has obviously switched up a little bit. Last year I was playing forward, which was something really different for me. But this year I'm back in the mid. So I'd like to base, obviously I'm not quite up there, but Luke Shuey, he's quite a good sweeper. He's a bit more defensive in the mid there, but also when he gets the ball, he attacks and he tries to drive through those packs. And that's something I really strive to do, pick up the ball and carry it through the pack. So yeah, obviously being a little bit more defensive as well. That's something I have taken on this year as a new role. So yeah, I think I'd like to base a bit of my footy off there. I don't think I'm quite as of standard he is, but yeah, definitely something I'm striving towards.
That's fair. Any outside of footy interest outside of the uni course? You've got any outside of footy interest?
I have been a part of my surf club in Bunbury since I can remember. I was about 3 years old when I started down there, and I've done that competitively for quite a while. So yeah, always love my surf club, being down at the beach. Not quite doing it competitively still, but yeah, absolutely love being down the beach.
That's good. I mean, when you live in WA, beaches just seems to be the answer for everyone, and that's fair enough too when it's 30
absolutely.
plus.
Yeah, it's very hot over here at the moment. I think it's already cracked over 35. It's like 10 a.m. So.
Yikes. Yeah, I could not handle that at all. Who do you feel the best player in the AFLW competition is? Because obviously it's so you've obviously got Jazz Garner, Ash Riddell, Mon Conti, Ebony Marinoff, Laura Garner, Ali Morfitt, Ella Roberts. You've got so many names you could mention. Who would you put in this category?
So much talent, yeah. I think I've played a little bit of footy with Ella. She is actually from Bustleton, so we did a lot of junior footy together. We did the state 18s together. We've done so much footy together, and watching her improve and absolutely flourish at the AFL level has been unreal, and I'm so stoked for her. I definitely think she will be the best player in the competition, no doubt, within the next 3 to 5 years. But as of current, definitely Mon Conti. Can't go past her. She's just an absolute athletic weapon. And yeah, any ball you put in front of her, whether it's basketball, footy, she just seems to, stand out. So yeah, I think at the moment, Mon Conti's definitely up there. Ella Roberts will be within the next 2 to 5 years easily.
No, I agree with you with both players there. Obviously, Mon, I think she's 23 and she's been in the year for 5 years and won 5 club best and fairest, and obviously then winning the league best and fairest this year. And Ella, I agree with you. I mean, the rising star contender this year was, in my eyes, really even. I actually had a 3-way tie for my own predictions. I had Ella Roberts, Goldsworthy, and Ali Morfitt because, so hard to split. And with Ella, too, the key thing about her, which probably separates her from those other 2 rising star contenders I had, is the versatility. And that is important in any level these days. Yeah. She can play forward. She probably can play ruck as well, and play in the back line as well. And I've seen it going to a few Eagles games as well in Melbourne, that she can go all around the ground. In one game in particular, it was the Bombers won at Windy Hill where they won. It was everywhere. She was up forward, helping the forwards. And then back when the game was close, she was back in the back line helping that, and then playing through the midfield as well. Yeah, no, she's an absolute weapon. She's so versatile, and she works so hard. I have no doubt that she'll do really well. Sure. Favorite TV shows or movies that you have?
Oh, I don't know. Obviously, Brooklyn Nine-Nine's pretty standard on the Netflix. That's always easy watching. Yeah. Don't know. Hey, I haven't been into too many TV shows and movies recently, but yeah, might have to have a look on Netflix, see what's in the top 10. But yeah.
Fair enough. The last 2 weeks of the interviews I've probably done over 10, and I could swear almost every time I've heard Vampire Diaries or Brooklyn Nine-Nine at the moment.
Yeah, I haven't quite got onto the Vampire Diaries. My sister has, and I think I watched one episode and thought that's not for me. But Brooklyn Nine-Nine's classic. My favourite movie is Point Break, but can't go past it. It's such a good movie.
Fair enough. If I'm being brutally honest, I haven't watched Vampire Diaries at all myself, but I just keep hearing it mentioned all the time. What do you feel is the best individual game you've ever played and it's got you into the position you're in now? Is there any game that strikes out?
Hard to pick one. I think the best footy I played was a lot of my juniors, where there was no expectation, no pressure. I was just doing, what I felt was right at the time. And I was in the midfield there, really fit, just running around crazy. But as of recent, we actually had a scratch match last weekend. And I put in a lot of work over the off season, and I think that's probably my best game in the last 12 months easily. So, yeah, playing a new role in the midfield is definitely something I'm more used to than where I was forward last year. And, yeah, all the work I put in has made me a lot fitter, and it's easier to get from contest to contest, and ended up chalking up, I think it was best on, so in the umpire vote. So I'm really happy with how I'm going at the moment and keen to see how the year unfolds.
Yeah, for sure. Who loves the limelight, the attention, the camera, and they can't get enough of it at any of the teams you've ever been part of?
Oh, of any team, goodness. We've got a couple. Hunter Cronin keeps coming to mind. She's on the tongue today, but yeah, I mean, we've had the social media girls walking around at training recently, and she'll pop up in every photo, no doubt. Her head's just always there somehow, but yeah.
That's fair enough. Defenders, I feel like defenders deserve a bit more love than what they get. Obviously, the midfielders always get, the Brownlow, and the rucks start to get noticed in Brownlow votes as well, and then the Coleman's directed towards forwards. Do you feel that defenders deserve their own official title, whatever you want to call it? Should they get one?
I think so, yeah. They definitely don't get enough. Like, boys like, we've got Jeremy McGovern at the Eagles. He probably puts in so much, and just because the team's, lacking a little bit up forwards and in the mids there, he just gets pumped every week, and it'd be pretty tough being a backliner and not getting those votes or the recognition after working so hard all game. But, yeah, I reckon they get their own thing.
I'm sure they should. Fun facts about you that people may not know about you.
Oh, goodness. Fun fact. Don't know. I guess being from Bunbury was probably one, but a few people already know that. Don't know. I guess I've got two sisters. They're both younger than me. They both play footy. We all play footy, which is awesome. But yeah, probably that's my fun fact. Two sisters.
Very nice. If you could, actually no, what's something someone does at the club that you cannot stand? Whether that's leaving rubbish around, to being flat out annoying, trying to scare people. Is there anything that comes to mind?
Lucinda Gilchrist has just adopted this new game where she'll absolutely pump the ball. Like, she'll just drop punt it directly into the air. Like, we'll be doing a bit of a debrief after a drill, and she just drop punts it into the air, and someone's got to call it and try and mark it. I think it's the most annoying thing ever, because I hate the pressure of trying to mark a ball that high, for one, and for two, it's just so funny but so disruptive and makes no sense. But yeah, no, it's all right.
Who would you say is one of the toughest opponents you've ever had to match up on?
Well, there's probably a few, but I think Jess Verbruge, who's another girl from down south, I've had to match up on her a couple of times, both down south, and she's at East Perth now, so on her up here. But she is an absolute unit. She's so fit. I just get so dead after a quarter of chasing her around, and she just seems to find the ball. Like, every contest, it rolls out to her, or every kick it's coming to her. So, yeah, constantly under the pump, and she's so smart. But, yeah, she's tricky to play on for sure.
So that physio is required potentially then?
Absolutely, yeah. Especially, yeah.
Mark or goal of the year, which one would you rather do and why?
Oh, don't know. Hey, I feel like as a short person, I'm more likely to kick goal of the year. But if I took Mark, I feel like a lot of people would be shocked. So that'd be great. I think I'd take Mark of the year being a short person. I feel like it would be a pretty good mark.
Very fair and true. I mean, you can't go wrong with either of them, can you? Because they're really so. And I get 50-50 answers every time I ask this. And I suppose for a mark, at least you can get it on, if it's been filmed or whatever, there's a photographer there, get a nice profile picture there.
Absolutely, yeah. You look more athletic and stuff when you take a mark of the year. Anyone can kick a goal, but yeah, it's a good point.
Very true. Best chatterbox at the club?
Best chatterbox. Lauren Vecchio likes a good chat before training or in the warm-up. She likes to have a good debrief on the day. Gets around to nearly everyone, which is good. Likes to have a bit of a chat, but yeah, no, we love her for that. That's why she's the captain. She's happy to have a chat with everyone and anyone about whatever. So yeah, she's good.
That's good. If you were stuck on a deserted island with teammates, who would you want to bring? And is there anyone you wouldn't?
It's a good question. I think I'd have to bring I'd bring Lucinda Gilchrist for her pure strength. I feel like she'd be able to just swim all of us back to another country or whatever, because she's just an absolute unit. So I'd have to bring her. Probably bring Lauren Vecchio as the skip because she's so smart. She would just figure out how to get us off there.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't bring Hunter Cronin and Ella Ward because I think the two of them would just get distracted and we would be stuck there for an extra week because those two are just doing something silly off in the clouds.
I'm glad you named someone in there who you wouldn't want to bring because the last week and a half, I haven't had much. Like, people keep avoiding to say something. They don't want to hurt someone's feelings or it's okay. You can name someone.
I think if the girls heard that, they'd totally back me up and say, yeah, we wouldn't want to come anyway. But, those two get along so well and they're so funny when they're put in a room together. But put them on a deserted island and I think we would all just have to ditch them.
Yeah. Fair enough, and stiff at the same time. Your most prized possessions?
Oh, most prized. Obviously my phone. I use my phone a fair bit, especially living out of home at the moment. It's like my contact with mum and dad, so that's pretty well prized. I've got my footy in the car. I actually strap it in with a seatbelt in the passenger seat.
Good.
Yeah, I've slept with it a couple of times and probably I won 3 premierships at home with my home team. We did a 3-peat. Those medals are hanging up at home in the bar. So, yeah, they're pretty special.
That's very good. I'm glad you mentioned the phone because we're not much different in age. I mean, anyone in our age saying that they, don't need their phone they're just lying straight to your face. And
absolutely, yeah. No, couldn't go a day without checking it.
Absolutely. Even hours sometimes.
Literally, yeah.
Who would you say is the loudest and quietest teammate?
I'd say we've got a lot of new girls at the club, so picking the quietest is quite tricky. Like, we've got some new girls, Sasha, can't remember her last name, but she's pretty quiet. Don't know. In terms of loudest, if she was still there, Ella Ward, but she's playing up in Darwin at the moment, so probably put Hunter Cronin up there. She'd have to be the loudest. But yeah, a lot of the new girls are still a little bit quiet, trying to, break through the initial nerves and stuff of being in a new team. But or Ella Matthews she's pretty loud as well.
Very nice. Favorite food?
Oh, favorite food. Anything my mum cooks at the moment, because I'm cooking for myself when I go home. I love being home. Mum cooking for me is the best. She makes such a good lasagna, actually. That would have to be up there. Favorite?
That's good.
Yeah, mum's lasagna.
Food you don't like?
There's not much that I won't eat, actually. But I'm not a huge fan of olives.
Yeah.
A bit controversial. Same. People love olives, but I don't know. They taste funny. Not a huge fan.
I'm on your side there as well. So quirks someone would say that you have that you don't like to admit?
Quirks. Not sure. I'm a bit of a clean freak. Don't know if people would not like that, but I'm a bit of a clean freak, cleaning up after myself and stuff like that. But everything's got to be in order. But I don't know if it's a bad thing as such, but it might annoy some people. I end up cleaning up after others.
That's fair. No, I agree with that. Celebrity crush.
There's so many. If there was AFL players considered celebrities, there'd be a long list. But I actually love the guy that plays. I don't know if you've ever seen like Lockie Leonard, that guy that plays Lockie, and then he's in like Puberty Blues as well. I can't remember his name, but yeah.
Right, if you actually, someone always says something from a movie or TV show. So if you want to name an AFL player, go ahead.
Nah, better not. There'd be so many.
Fair enough. We'll round it up. It's someone from the Eagles, all right?
Yeah. Well, I always loved Matt Priddis. Could not go past him when I was little, but love that guy.
Fair enough. Now, a few more questions for you, Bainey, so I really appreciate you coming on. How would you fancy yourself in front of the goals?
I've done a fair bit of goal kicking practice recently because I thought I was going to be playing up forward again this year. But I'm not. But I mean, I'd like to say I'd kick it. on probably, you know, if it's on the left side of the field and using my right foot, pretty happy going from there. But anything further than like 35 meters out, I would probably be kicking that to a short lead. But yeah, no, not bad, but not the best.
That's fair enough. Now, final one of pressure coming on. So, where exact position on the ladder the Eagles are finishing both men's and women's comp this year?
Oh, well, I mean, ideally they both finish top of the ladder. That would be the perfect outcome.
Yes.
But if we're being super realistic, I'm going to go Eagles men's. I want them to finish. I'm going to go 14th, put them at 14th. And then the girls, I'm going to say they've got a few good things going. So I'm going to put them at 4th.
All righty. There's a bold one.
I'm going to put them up there, yeah.
All right, Bainey, if that ends up happening, we're going to clip this and put it out. It ends up happening. This is getting clipped. A real pressure coming on. We definitely will. Really pressure coming on, Bainey. All the best for the season at South Fremantle. Hopefully, at the end of the year, something else happens and you can put the physio bit to the side a little bit and be at an AFLW. So appreciate you coming on.
Nah, thanks so much for having me. It was awesome to have a chat.
Thanks.